Yo guys, what's going on? Bonzi Chen here, back at you with another episode of Celadon Community College. Today we are going to be talking about a concept known as the discard pile and it being your friend. But before we get into that, I just want to say one thing. Yes, I know Burning Shadows was announced. I'm waiting for all the translations to be done. As of me recording this video, not all the cards have been translated. Once that whole translation gets put out to us, I will try to get LoneAzn in here and we will talk about the set list as a whole. But without any more ado, let's talk about the discard pile and your friend. The reason why I'm making this video, first of all, this is mostly for the newer players, or the players who are maybe been playing for a while and are looking to upgrade their deck. I see a lot of players now. Playing some cards that those of us who've been playing for a while or veterans have see the cards as bad. For example, like Great Ball. The only reason why I brought this up because when I was playing at Seattle Regionals, I went against a couple of people who didn't play Ultra Ball or VS Seeker or any of the cards that that we all know and love and are staples in our decks. And how should I say this? Great Ball, while not a terrible card, is not really good. Actually, let's be honest, it's terrible. This card is awful. The reason why this card is awful is because you get to look at the top 7 cards of your decks and add any Pokemon there. When we have things like Ultra Ball, we can grab them instantly. We also have other supporters like Bridget and attacks like Vulpix with Beacon, which are just 9 times out of 10 better than Great Ball. The reason why Great Ball is bad because unless you're running a really high Pokemon count, you're probably not going to hit the Pokemon as often as you think you would. And I think the main reason why a lot of new players will stick with cards like Great Ball and cards like Lily, while Lily is good, and cards like will max out their copies of N rather than play Sycamore, is that they're afraid to discard cards that they think they need, or they play way too many techs and they can't afford to discard all their cards. Well, I'm gonna explain to you guys why discarding cards is good. For example, you can discard a lot of energy in this game because there's a lot of cards in the format that let you discard energy and bring it back from the discard pile, like Baby Yveltal here with the Living Wing attack. Lets you attach a dark energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon, lets you recycle your dark energies. Turton Energy X, well, it's the GX move. It lets you bring out 5 energy and put them on your Pokemon any way you like. Same thing, Baby Volcanion lets you attach 2 fire energy to 2 of your Pokemon. Lurantis, same thing. Attach 2 basic energy cards any way you like. Metagross GX with its Geotech System ability lets you attach Psychic Energy to your active Pokemon. So discarding energy is really good in this game because there are a lot of different Pokemon that let you attach energy from the discard pile back to your Pokemon. Cards like Aqua Patch are really good in certain decks because it lets you look at the top 2 cards of your deck. One goes in discard pile, one goes into your hand. This is mainly played in decks like Vespiquen. Again, another example of why discarding energy is really good. Aqua Patch lets you attach white energy. Another good reason to discard Pokemon is things like Rescue Stretcher, which lets you shuffle them back into your deck or pull one back into your hand. Another example of discarding energy is really good is Energy Retrieval. This card does really only seen play in decks like Volcanion. Hasn't really seen play in Greninja, although I could see it being played in Greninja, but I think Fisherman is 9 times out of 10 better. Also, cards like Ultra Ball have no restrictions. You just all you have to do is discard 2 cards, and you can grab things like Tapu Lele and then use Tapu Lele, or you can grab things like Shaman or Hoopa. There's just so many powerful Pokemon that you can just use Ultra Ball away for to grab, cards from your deck. Another example of why a card is bad is how. It's just draw 3 cards. Like, you don't even have control over what those 3 cards are, or you don't even get. And it's not drawing 3 is not really that great. So drawing 3 cards is not enough to warrant it being your only support for the whole game. Things like Professor Sycamore are really good, like I said, because it lets you discard cards in your hand. And with the way that the game's played right now, at least, you're able to control what you discard. And also, you can kind of control what you discard by playing certain cards in certain orders and then using Sycamore to draw that fresh 7. The reason why Lily is not so great right now is that when you play this, usually when you want to play a supporter, it's usually like your hand's dead. And if you're if you have Lily and you have 6 cards in your hand, you're only drawing 3, even if it's on your first. If you play on your first turn, if you're playing it on your second turn, it's only drawing 1. So it's really not that great. In certain decks, it has shown to be good. It's good. It does a lot of 1-ofs in some decks, because they'll use it with VS Seeker. And this is another reason why discarding cards is good, is that VS Seeker lets you reuse those supporters that you discard. So you can discard things like N, Lily, Sycamore, or even Hala in certain decks has proven to be good too. Especially in decks that want to use their GX move early, Hala is really good. I've been playing around with it a lot more, and I really like the card. So overall, guys, the discard pile is your friend, because there are just so many cards in the standard format to let you take advantage of that discard pile. Things like these Pokemon up here, Yveltal, Turtonator, Volcanion, Lurantis, and Metagross, let you reuse your energy from your discard pile. Things like VS Seeker let you reuse your supporters. Some item cards let you bring back Pokemon and energy. So this is why the discard pile is your friend, guys. It's another resource to play with. Until they change the way, until rotation happens and they print different cards, the discard pile is your friend, guys. If you're a newer player, look up some of the deck lists that I've put up in the video. You'll see that most of my decks will consist of Ultra Ball and VS Seeker and Sycamores, because they're just so good and they let you bring back those cards. I usually like to do these videos, guys, with actual cards in my hand, but unfortunately a lot of these cards I just don't, some of these the bad cards I just don't have, and I'd rather just do it all in one sitting rather than do some on TCGO and some in real life. So that's why today's video is on TCGO, guys. Until next time, peace out. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.